Government drama llama ding dong, bringing in some more crappy news. Turns out Florida isn't the only place we should be paying attention to. In this case, it's Leavenworth, Kansas. Turns out CoreCivic, a prison behemoth, wants to bring immigrants to this area. Leavenworth, Kansas does have one of the oldest federal penitentiaries, and of course, this area is more red. Besides the military and the Veterans Affairs Medical Center, prisons are the largest employer in this community. There's a reason why large companies like this target these kinds of areas and bring in jobs, but that's like a whole nother discussion. One of the local organizers for this event, Rick Hammett, said that to be profitable, private prison firms must ensure that prisons are not only built but also filled, which is how you end up with a scare tactic over migrants to drum up a reason to put people in jail. Ashley Hernandez, an organizer for the Sisters of Charity of Leavenworth, lamented that the CoreCivic has portrayed those who oppose the ICE detention facility as out-of-town agitators. But the room is full of locals, she noted. They're the outside organization. To add to that, many locals remember what happened when CoreCivic previously ran the detention center housing mostly pretrial detainees for the U.S. Marshals from 1992 to 2021. They recall guards who were permanently injured by prisoner attacks and understaffing that undermined security, according to a federal audit. Another local activist, Mike Trapp, said he has seen softening recently among his neighbors who were Orange Cheeto voters. Even those who support the mass deportations are on our side and not trusting CoreCivic to do the right thing. You can read the above to see what happened during the final years of operation. Leavenworth police said they were blocked at the gate from investigating crimes inside. The facility finally closed in 2021 as the Biden administration shifted away from private prison contracts. You can read the article to get more of a history of the other bad things that occurred and more of a background about getting the city permit and all that kind of thing. Apparently this thing is still in court, CoreCivic claiming that it retained employees in Leavenworth and it never really closed and it didn't need a permit to reopen the facility. In filings, the city argued that CoreCivic previously ran an absolute hellhole and the infamous American prison town did not want this one. Critics of reopening the prison fumed. CoreCivic has repeatedly shown that it is incapable of running a humane facility. Now, the company flouts city approval to move forward with an ICE center based on false promises. When CoreCivic previously operated the Leavenworth Detention Center, Tina Shank Little was detained there for about 16 months for insurance fraud. She described for the crowd that night at the Leavenworth Library how medical and dental care in the facility was scant. If you had a toothache, they just pulled it. Her smile bears the scars. Public records showed CoreCivic CEO earned more than $7 million last year. Another tactic they're using to try and entice new employees is offering new guards a $2,500 signing bonus, which I'm guessing comes with a lot of red tape. Across the river in rural Missouri, cash-strapped sheriff's departments are signing up to hold ICE detainees in small jails for $110 per night per head, and to transport them as far as Kansas City for about $1.10 per mile. Shank Little said, "They don't want to do better, they are in it for profit. They could give two shiitakes about the people. The more people they have, the better off they are because it's more money in their pocket." Even the majority of the guards who worked there said that these were just decent people who made a mistake. I really believe that. In recent court filings, lawyers for Leavenworth accused CoreCivic of gross mismanagement of the previous facility, resulting in rampant abuse, violence, and violations of the constitutional rights of its detainees and staff. There was even an incident where one of the inmates was unalived, and this was not reported for 6 days. The safety and health of the staff and inmates just does not matter to this company. One of the previous employees said they're not looking out for the safety of their inmates or staff. They're looking out for their own self-interest, which is taking the taxpayers' money to line the pockets of their higher-ups. Of course, CoreCivic is looking for loopholes with the court's orders while noting that the company has accelerated activity at the detention center. And for those who happen to be in the area, and I'm not sure how close Kansas City is to Leavenworth, but residents are planning a march against the detention center on July 19th. They plan to meet 10 days earlier at Momo's to make homemade protest signs. We should all be paying attention where we live to see if there are prisons or other places that have been closed. I imagine we're going to see a lot more of this.